Hello friends, Bearbait here to give you a definitive guide on what to do when you encounter a bear. We'll start with the weird one. This is a sun bear. Aside from winning the prize for being the most ungainly, unmajestic of bears, they're not very dangerous. They will attack if threatened, but the best thing that you can do if you encounter one of these guys is make some noise and try to shoo them away. They're pretty timid and pretty scared. But if you do get in a fight with one, you're gonna want to fight back. And fortunately, unlike some other bears on the list, these guys are only about 4 feet tall and can weigh around 150 pounds. Not much of a threat. Next up, the American black bear. They're found across most of North America, and depending on where you've encountered one is going to change what you're gonna do. Black bears can range between 125 pounds all the way to 500 pounds, and about 4 feet tall to 6 feet tall. They are largely just big cowards, and if you make some noise, they'll scuttle off. Don't play dead because they may eat you. If you encounter a black bear on the smaller side and get into a fight with one, fight back. If you encounter a 500-pound, 6-foot-tall black bear, fight back in vain. Oh, and if you're gonna run away from one, never climb a tree. These guys are great at climbing trees. Unlike our next contender, the grizzly bear. If you encounter an aggressive grizzly bear, the best thing that you can do is play dead and hope that they don't want to eat you and lose interest. They're not known to regular hunt humans, so at least you have that going for you. You may also get away from it by climbing a tree. Despite the fact that they can climb trees, they're not very good at it when they get to be about 800 pounds. Just to give you a size comparison of what an 8-foot-tall, 800-pound grizzly bear looks like next to a human. Just hope he makes it quick. Next up, we have polar bears. Polar bears are the only known bear that regularly hunts humans and eats them. These guys can be 10 feet tall and close to 2,000 pounds. If you encounter a polar bear, it's recommended that you pray to whatever god you do or don't believe in. Some have claimed that they've escaped by throwing off their boots. While these guys are incredibly dangerous, they do have a relatively short attention span, and they might spend a few moments sniffing your boots while you get to safety. They are the only bears that I'm truly afraid of, but fortunately, you're unlikely to encounter them unless you spend time in the Arctic Circle. Fun fact, Arctic means the place with bears, and Antarctic means the place without bears, which is apt. Lastly, how could we forget the panda? If you encounter a panda, you are probably going to be okay as long as you do not hug it, which happened to somebody once. They were attacked by a panda in the Beijing Zoo because they wanted a hug. However, not a single person has ever been unalived by a panda. There have been some injuries, even though these guys can get upwards of 300 pounds, and they do eat meat, but mostly they're bamboo delicacy. They just don't have much interest in you as food. You're probably good.